Welcome to my channel. I'm a lady of Westeros and so glad you're here. There may be spoilers ahead, so if you don't want to be spoiled, back away now. This is my second video. I will totally get better as I make more content for you all. Please, in the meantime, just roll with me and hope you enjoy. Fire and blood. These words are not just a motto for House Targaryen, they are a promise of power and destruction. For 283 years, the Targaryens ruled Westeros, their dragons soaring above. They were gods among men, but even gods can fall. The reign of the Targaryens was one of both glory and madness. They forged the Iron Throne, uniting 7 kingdoms. Yet their fiery tempers often led to conflict. Which now brings me to the main topic of this video, Hugh the Hammer. A name I have seen everywhere since the latest episode of HBO's House of the Dragon. Everyone seems to be running with the idea that Hugh's mother, a pleasure house worker, is Jaehaerys' wild and unruly daughter, Sarah Targaryen. But I have to say, I don't totally agree. And in this video, I will explain why I think Sarah is not Hugh's mother. In the world of HBO's epic saga, based on the book Fire and Blood, intrigue lurks around every corner. One such moment occurs with the character of Hugh, a seemingly ordinary blacksmith thrust into extraordinary circumstances. Hugh's story unfolds gradually, each detail adding another layer to his enigmatic persona. He speaks little of his origins, but a telling clue emerges when he describes his mother in last week's episode, The Red Sewing. In the scene with his wife, Hugh is heard saying, "Men would pay well to sleep with a woman with silver hair," which we all know is an unmistakable mark of the Targaryens. Could Hugh's mother be a forgotten daughter of the Dragon Lords spreading their seed in the pleasure houses of King's Landing? Or is his mother the daughter of King Jaehaerys himself? Bastard or pure-born? The possibility hangs in the air, heavy with implication, and sending many heads spinning with the possibility. If true, it could rewrite Hugh's character's lineage and what we all thought we knew about Princess Sarah Targaryen. Either way, this last episode has Hugh aligning with the triumphs and tragedies of his ancestors, becoming a dragon rider and a key member of the Blacks. For me, there are several reasons why Sarah isn't Hugh's mother. The things Hugh said about his mother, the known history and character of Princess Sarah, and the unlikelihood that they are connected by blood so closely. We will start this off with a look at Princess Sarah Targaryen. In the book Fire and Blood, there was quite a bit about this unruly princess. We can get a good idea of her personality and character from it. So, let's start from the beginning. Daughter of King Jaehaerys I, Sarah inherited the fiery spirit and silver gold hair of her ancestors. But unlike her docile sisters, Sarah was given to mischief and pranks. Sarah was always sneaking cats into the bedchamber of her sister Daella, knowing that Daella was afraid of cats, and once filled Daella's chamber pot with bees. Another frequent victim of Sarah's pranks was Tom Turnip, the court fool. Once, after a particularly cruel prank which resulted in Tom being injured, Sarah's scepter declared her to be an evil child. After her flowering, Sarah took to the men at the royal court. When she was 14 years old, Sarah told her father that she wanted to become a queen like her mother by wedding the Prince of Dawn, or the king beyond the wall. Her audacity both captivated and unsettled those around her. By the time she was 15, however, she had come to entertain other fantasies. At home, she could have as many young men, squires, knights and lords as she liked. Sarah quickly found 3 young men that became her favourites: Jonah Mouton, the heir to Maidenpool, Roy Connington, the Lord of Griffin's Roost, and Sir Braxton Beesbury, the heir to Honeyholt. There were 2 girls her own age that became Ciara's closest friends: Perianne Moore and Alice Turnberry. For more than a year, the 3 girls and young lordlings did everything together. Then one night, in the year 84 AC, 2 men of the City Watch of King's Landing rescued the court fool, Tom Turnip, from the ladies of the night at the Blue Pearl, where the young lords, Mouton, Connington and Beesbury, were among the drunken patrons laughing at the fool. It did not take long for things to come to a head. It was discovered that more was going on than making a fool of the fool. It came out that the princess, Perianne Moore and Alice Turnberry, had all given their maidenheads to the 3 young men. King Jaehaerys, known for his wisdom and restraint, found himself enraged by his headstrong daughter's antics. She had finally gone too far. Sarah refused to be tamed, and it became clear that even the king could not stop this girl from doing as she wished. So, Sarah was sent to Old Town to become one of the Silent Sisters, where she would spend her days tending to the noble dead. However, Sarah was a dragon, and dragons were not meant to be caged. The bold and cunning girl did not care for this plan. No, not at all. For a year and a half she endured cold baths, rough-spun robes, meatless meals, having her head shaved and scrubbed with horsehair brushes, and being caned when she was disobedient. But in the year 85 AC, she got her moment and was out. She fled from the mother house during the night, knocking down an older Silent Sister during her flight. Lord Hightower's men searched every house in Old Town, but they found no trace of her. Sarah Targaryen was foolish, but not a total fool. She had to have known that she could not stay in the 7 Kingdoms if she truly wished to fly free. So one way or another, Sarah found passage on a ship at Old Town, a ship that took her to Lys. I'm sure there were whispers and rumours swirled around Sarah Targaryen, each tale probably more fantastical than the last. Some claimed she had become a courtesan in Lys, famed for her beauty and fiery spirit. The runaway Targaryen princess was entertaining patrons still clad as a novice of the faith. Either way, it broke her mother Queen Alysanne's heart and turned her father, King Jaehaerys' heart, cold toward his daughter. Jaehaerys forbade Alysanne from having any contact with Sarah. But Alysanne is Sarah's mother. And what mother would not still reach out to their wayward child? Given the fact Alysanne has been shown to be a good woman that loved her family, each and every one of them. So, of course, she defied the king and hired agents to keep watch over Sarah. However, following the death of 3 of Sarah's sisters, Alyssa, Daella and Visera, within a span of only 5 years, poor Queen Alysanne begged King Jaehaerys to bring Sarah home. But Jaehaerys, still angry and letting it harden his heart, refused to do so. He declared he did not even want to hear her name again. With the deaths of the last 2 sons of Jaehaerys, it left the matter of succession up in the air. The king called a great council in 101 AC to settle the matter. Here is the only mention I can find of Sarah's children. Many candidates came forward, Viserys Targaryens being the one chosen to succeed Jaehaerys, but the question of Princess Sarah's claim to the throne did come up. 3 bastard sons of Sarah each fathered by a different man, one by a triarch of Volantis, came to press their claims. Sarah herself, even she was though only 34, decided not to press her own claim. She boasted she had her own kingdom in Volantis. It was said that one of her bastard sons was said to be the very image of Jaehaerys in his youth. If Sarah Targaryen's children did inherit her fiery spirit and ambition, their impact on the future of Westeros would be significant. And Hugh does have a nice impact on the future of their story and his ambition. Well, it leads to moments still to come on the show that have a large impact, if the show chooses to go that way. If Hugh is one of Sarah's bastard sons, he'd have been born across the narrow sea. I don't know, but it seems that most that come from Lys, Essos, Pentos, or whatever, have an accent of some sort. Hugh, it seems, is very much a man of Westeros. He made no mention of travelling to the Seven Kingdoms from across the narrow sea, which maybe we will get more on his and the other dragon seeds background in future episodes. We can hope, right? But my main reason Sarah is not Hugh's mother is the simple fact that as Hugh is speaking of his mother and how she told him he was just as good as her brother's sons, there was a tone of kindness and love. Of a mother trying to reassure her son that despite their station in life, he was just as worthy as the princes of the realm. From a mother's point of view, it sounded to me that there was a love of mother and child, and Sarah Targaryen didn't seem to love anyone but herself. She didn't care for the Seven Kingdoms or her family. She didn't care to come back and help her family after all her siblings, or, well, most, were gone. Sarah Targaryen, wild and willful as she was, I do not think would spare the time of day for a child that would hold her down, cage the wild dragon she was. Not even her own child. So, at the end of all this, I hope my thoughts on the matter give a different take on Hugh's parentage and has entertained you all. Thanks for watching, and if you did enjoy it, please subscribe and don't forget to click the like button. See you next time.